Welcome to video 7 of the lead guitar quick start series. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you another technique that you can use to kick your self-expression up even another notch with your lead guitar, and that is vibrato. Vibrato is one of those techniques that is going to really help you develop your own sound as a guitarist. I mean, just think of B.B.KING. If you hear one note from B.B.KING with his vibrato on it, you can tell immediately that is B.B.KING. And just like a singer has their own natural vibrato with their voice, you as a guitar player kind of need to develop your own sound for your vibrato. And I think one of the best ways to do this is to listen to some of your favorite players and see how they use vibrato. Take the best things from your favorite players and kind of make those your own and work on developing your own unique voice. I know my favorite two guitar players for vibrato are Eric Johnson and Ty Tabor. So there are several different schools of thought when it comes to vibrato technique. So I'm just going to show you the two that have worked best for me over the years. So to do that, let's go here to the 6th fret of the B string with your pinky. Basically, the first way is just like bending the guitar string up slightly over and over again. And when I'm doing that, just like I taught you when bending, I have a little pivot between my thumb and my wrist, right? And that's good and fine. If you like doing it that way, do it that way. The other way, the second way that I wanted to show you, I learned from Eric Johnson actually. He kind of releases his thumb from the back of the neck and uses his whole arm to push up on the string. My whole arm is moving like that. And I use both. It depends what kind of feel or how extreme I want my vibrato to be. But those are two ways that you can kind of experiment with and work on to develop your own vibrato. Vibrato is a very expressive technique on the guitar. And there are two elements of vibrato that you can kind of develop to convey different moods or just different feelings on the guitar, right? The first one is the speed of your vibrato. You can make your vibrato fast or slow depending on what kind of emotion you want to evoke, right? So slow vibrato or fast, right? It just depends what you want to convey at that moment. The second element that I want to give you that can really help you develop your own voice on vibrato is the width of your vibrato. It can be very narrow, very subtle, or it can be very wide too. It depends what you want your sound to be like at that particular moment too. So a little bit more narrow and a little bit wider. Those are two things that you're going to want to play with your vibrato to develop your own voice. Vibrato is a very personal technique. There's no right or wrong. You're just going to have to experiment with it for yourself, find out what works for you, and find out what you like in your playing. So pull up any of the jam tracks and experiment with just putting some vibrato on the notes. I'm going to pull up the minor jam track right now and just give you an example. In the next lesson, we're going to go over the final technique of the lead guitar quick start series, and that is legato, and that's made up of hammer-ons and pull-offs. If you have any questions about vibrato, leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, you can email me, Nate@guitarsystem.com too, and I'll see you in the next lesson.